Okay, let's revisit Struve and Rothwell real quick in this regard. Struve took a low blow. He got kicked below the, but not just a low blow, a kick from big Ben Rothwell. I mean, I can only imagine poor Struve. That had to hurt. And the way Struve was selling it, the way he was rolling around on the mat and making noises and facing, yeah, pretty damn sure I'm right. Pretty damn sure that hurt. And that fight plays out. Struve gets up like the man that he was, like the competitor he was. He did the best he could do. And what ends up happening before the fight's over, he gets knocked out. The reason I bring you this story, I can't recall a fight where a fighter took a low blow and then came back and won. It has happened. I watch all the fights, never miss. Got a pretty damn good memory on this stuff. I just can't remember it. I remembered enough to know that it has happened, but that's where I stopped. Now, let me back you up. The year was 2006, and the UFC would put on what's called a fighter summit. I believe they still do them to this day. They would bring every athlete under roster, all 556 athletes for wherever you live in the world. You get flown in on the UFC's dime. You get put in a beautiful hotel room. All your meals are covered, but for 3 sessions a day, for 3 days, you're going to have classes. You are going to have expert speakers come in, everybody from marketing to tax guys, to guys with the DEA talking to you about drugs and illegal steroids and showing you great photographs of this is what a drug room looks like. It's filthy and disgusting. Don't trust anything out of it. I mean, very effective stuff. Talking to you about your career, talking about you know, what it means to be an independent contractor versus an employee. Social media teams coming in, talking to you about, hey, before you leave here with a platform. Here's how you do it. The Facebooks, the Twitters, the Instagram, they'd have IT people there. They'd take your devices, they'd load you up in the back, they'd give you advice on how to grow and then bring people in that grew them. And here's what I'm doing with my life now just because I've got this audience. Great stuff. Well worth it. But one of those days, Dana White came in and there was some kind of a phenomenon going around the media and the sport that if you were ever fouled in a fight, that it was incumbent on you to shake it off, get up and finish that fight because by God, the show must go on. And if you don't do that, Dana himself is going to look down on you and there will be some kind of repercussions afterwards. So Dana comes into this room. He says, hey, have you guys heard this? Do any of you have that feeling that if somebody cheats, that I expect you to let them cheat and get up? He goes, because I don't. And I want to make this perfectly clear in person. I'm telling you this. You didn't get this from somebody. I'm here to tell you. As a matter of fact, in the history of the UFC, guys, this was 2006. Quote from 2006. He said, in the history of the UFC, we have only had one athlete get cheated against, low blow, eye poke, cheated against, and then get up and come back to win. The statistics are against you. So if you are going out there after the other person cheated and fouled you, and you're going out there only because you think, I think it's the right thing for you to do or else, you're wrong. And take this statistic with you to let you know what a foolish thing to do it is. I want you to follow the unified rules, which straight up say, take X amount of time, and then you decide whether you can continue or not. There's no wrong answer, including the or not. And I want you to hear it from me, because I've been reading it in the media, that I'm getting mad about that, and I'm going to affect your rank. I'm going to do anything to hurt you. You got fouled. I'm going to be upset with the person who caused the foul, but I will never be mad at you if you get fouled. Keep that in mind. And everybody in the room knew he was very sincere. This wasn't a PR move. There was no media there, no cameras there. That was just the boss coming in telling you straight up. If somebody fouls another person, the guy that did the fouling is the one in the hot seat. The one that was the victim is nothing more than the victim. Struve happened to be at that event with me. I rode over to him on the bus with him. I don't know if he didn't listen, or maybe he was just a tough guy that wanted to get up. None of this is meant to shame Struve, just the opposite. I thought that Struve was a victim that took a very hard shot that would be very hard. I mean, there's a real reason there's a rule there. There's a real reason that there's a metal piece of protection there. It's a very real place. Can really hurt a guy. So I don't fault Struve for this. I will just remind the rest of you that is a message straight from the top. The person who got kicked is not the one that's going to have an eyeball stuck on it. The one doing the kicking going to have questions to answer.